The scene is set in the Mile High City as it's two clubs who have deep desire to escape the depth of the Western Conference table. It's Colorado Rapids 2. As they are in search of their first victory of the season, they host SKC 2, and after a slow start, the visitors, they picked up points in 3 of their last 5 matches and want to continue their good run of form tonight. I'm Josh Lill, happy to have you with us this evening, and these two sides got together back in match week 3 at this very setting, but the scene was quite different as the field was blanketed with snow. It made for an interesting contest in which SKC2 was victorious in penalty kicks after coming back down twice, trailing a goal. But for the hosts and Eric Boucher, a half dozen changes from their last match, but Zach Campanolo on a roll made 6 saves in the team's loss to Dynamo 2. And Kamal Sawadogo makes his professional debut tonight. In Rapids 2, they found themselves in their own half quite often early on last match, and the weight falls on the shoulders of Captain Ali Fadal and the rest of the midfield to win the ball and move quickly forward. It's an offense that's only scored 9 goals on the season, and they'll turn to Kamani Stewart-Baines and Josh Copeland in hopes of getting those offensive numbers up. And looking at the visitors, SKC2 will have Jack Kortkamp and net. The first team keeper makes his 3rd start on the year for the second team. And in front of him, it's an unchanged back line for first-year coach Lee Chantret. The 15-year-old Zamir Loyo-Renaga makes his 2nd start of his young career, and it's one of 2 changes in the midfield, along with Gael Quintero in a part of the formation that struggled a bit in the Ventura County match in the midweek. But SKC2, they've conceded the most goals in the league, and in order to catch up with the rest of Next Pro, they'll need full-pitch defending from the players up top, and that weight will fall on Misael Rodriguez, Keyshawn Hines, and Shane Donovan, who have brought a bit of offense to the table for SKC2. We're just moments away from kickoff here in the Mile High City. It's a beautiful scene on hand with the sun setting in the background. Rapids 2, one of 3 teams that have yet to pick up a regulation victory in the campaign. They're in the maroon kits with white letters and numbers and the bright blue stripes in front. SKC2 and the baby blue kits with dark letters and numbers in that team huddle on the upper right part of your screen. And in that meeting back in match week 3, like we mentioned, SKC2, they trailed 1-0 in 2-1. But Colorado's Ian Murphy was sent off in the 72nd minute. It paved the way for SKC to convert a penalty late in the match in the 85th minute and would be victorious in PKs 3-0. Another example of the struggles that Rapids 2 have had in maintaining leads and dropping points from winning positions. As for Sporting KC2, a bit of momentum over the past 5 matches. A couple of draws and a win. Opportunity on the road today. A couple of sides who are just destined to get out of the bottom of the Western Conference table at this point. I'm just getting to talk to both coaches in the days leading up to this match. They're ready to turn the page to a new chapter in the 2026 season, and it starts today. Of course, there are opportunities in MLS Next Pro to come away with more than 1 point, and we'll see who can pick up multiple points tonight between SKC2 and Rapids 2. I'm Josh Lill, stoked to have you with us tonight. SKC2 going right to left, Rapids 2 left to right. Zach Campanolo in net for the hosts and for the visitors. And it's Jack Kortkamp defending the net. Currently 6:04 local time in the great state of Colorado. The weather at kickoff, a beautiful 70 degrees. As that one met by Campanolo. Not much action going on with the wind. About 6 miles an hour to the southwest. The match today played at the home of Colorado Rapids, the first team, at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Has seen its fair share of stellar soccer over the days. Today, welcome the second team with open arms. It is turned over. Quick chance for SKC too, and they can't punch it home. And Blaine Mabey, quick off the turnover, and with a short field to work, could not punish Rapids 2. Campanolo taking his time, leaving the area. SKC2 want to set that high line of press. Kashawn Hines leading the line defensively and setting the tone. The first to chase after the ball. In this 4-3-3 formation for Lee Chantrette, the 6th ever head coach in the history of Sporting Kansas City 2. If anyone knows about developing talent at a young age, it is Coach Chantrette. Served as the club's U18 head coach at the start of the 2023-24 campaign. Led them to back-to-back UPSL regular season titles before rejoining MLS next. And he's quite confident in the youth movement that the club is taking. Sometimes in Next Pro you have that variation of ages. You'll see a few 15-year-olds maybe sprinkled into the lineup, but a lot of 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. Coach Chantrette not one to shy away from giving the academy players an opportunity. And today, Kashawn Hines, Zamir Loyo Reynaga, Gael Quintero, Nate Young, Zane Watland. Just a few examples of academy players in the starting ranks today. It just goes to show the pro player pathway prevalent as ever. Rapids 2 being directed to the correct spot of the throw-in. Watland throw-in. Heavy touch initially, and it's back to the outside back. Couldn't maintain the ball. Nifty move there from Kamani Stewart-Baines. And it's sent around the back line. Kashawn Hines with fire in his steps in pursuit of the ball. That is sure to be the case for the full 90 minutes. If Hines does get called to play for the full match, it's a daunting task for this Colorado back line. Like we mentioned in the pregame, found themselves in their own defensive third. Probably 95% of the first 25 minutes of the Houston Dynamo 2 match. We talked about the 6 saves that Zach Campanolo made in that opening window of the match. And the majority of those 6 saves came inside the first quarter of an hour. Right now the goal for Rapids 2 is simply test the keeper. Had just 1 shot on target in the last match of the Dynamo 2 game. Of course, Charlie Harper not available tonight. He was shown the red card in the 44th minute of that one. It is not available for selection tonight And Stuart Baines cutting inside. Stuart Baines. Sent around. Grant Gilmore. It's poached free and players collide. SKC2 win the foul. Eric Boucher was quite impressed with Zach Campanolo's performance last match, recognized that there were routine and otherworldly saves made in such a short period of time. But understands the beatdown that they took inside those first 25 minutes and wanted to use the stellar play of Zach Campanolo to the club's advantage. There's an opportunity to turn a hardship into a positive. And right now SKC2 put that one behind the net. Nice movement going forward. And looking for the finishing touch is Shane Donovan. Made a nice run down the central column with the pitch, but could not test Campanolo. We've seen a barrage of chances to this point in the season. There is Kamal Sawadoga making his professional debut. Most recently, spending time with the U16 team in the Colorado Rapids Academy. What a special day it is for the young defender. A moment that he and his family, along with his teammates, will be sure to never forget. What a debut it could be. This side picked up their first regulation victory of the season today. But it really has been a struggle for Rapids too. Not only with the lack of regulation victories, they are the only team in the league without a victory of any kind, whether it's in regulation or penalty kicks. And against an SKC2 side that has not had it easy in 2026 by any means, an opportunity to get on the front foot, literally and figuratively. Change the narrative surrounding the club thus far, who again finished as the Western Conference champions a year ago. Even in that 2-0 loss to Ventura County FC, it seemed on the stat sheet that SKC2, they did all the right things. They were on top in the shots category, blocks superior in corner kicks, and crossed the ball at a high and successful rate. But it was lack of execution and a bit of poor play in the decisive moments that Lee Shantritt felt kept his side from walking away with multiple points on the day. But he's noticed they're starting to put together results consistently. They're performing better. And even in this tough stretch, not afraid to start several teenagers and academy players. Just getting an opportunity in these scenarios can be quite pivotal in the career of such a young player. Like Samir Loyo Reynaga, the 15-year-old in the midfield for the visitors today. Stuart Baines through. It's inviting for Aquino. Cross inside, batted down. Back outside, retrieved by Wantland. And a foul drawn by Kashawn Hines. Right near the middle of the pitch. Pretty good look from Rapids too. Kamani Stewart-Baines with Sydney Wathuda on the bench to start the match. Will certainly be a crucial part in that ball movement going forward. Question is, how often can they and will they be able to get the ball to the 21-year-old midfielder? Vidal draws the foul against Loyo Reinaga. Unavailable today for Rapids 2. Kai Thomas and Vincent Rinaldi. And of course Charlie Harper due to red card suspension. And for the visitors, it's Mitch Ferguson and Alex Cunningham. Still out for the time being. Rapids 2 again have found themselves in their own defensive third in a frequent manner here to start this match. It's a dangerous game to play as Cameron desired to get forward. It's turned over to the feet of the visitors. We have a couple of shots so far, one on target. Nothing to show for in the attacking end. On the side of Rapids 2 is Kamani Stewart-Baines whistled for the foul. Threatening free kick here for SKC2 if they can approach it right. They've accumulated the most free kicks in all of MLS Next Pro. Coming into this game, 171 free kicks. They get a lot of practice with these scenarios. Can they capitalize on what has been a strength for the club this year? Curling ball in, back post into the sun. And it does not find its way to Campanolo. Stewart-Baines switching the play of the pitch, finds Cameron, catches him in stride. It's Cameron from distance. Not even close, but it did take a touch. And it's out for a Rapids 2 corner kick. Unlike the free kicks for SKC2. Rapids 2 have not seen many corner kick chances this year, the second fewest in the entire league. This is just their 25th on the season. In swinger, it's dangerous. Oh, it's so close, batted home. What a day and what a moment. It's the first professional goal in the first professional appearance for Kamal Sawadogo. It doesn't get better than that. This ball batted around. It was cleared momentarily. And it's Sawadogo skying over the defense. And that is a moment he will never forget. Have yourself a day. Kamal Sawadogo. Rapids 2 with just their 5th lead in the season. And how about the academy kid able to come through in the big moment?
Colorado Rapids 2 goal. Scored by number 79, Kamal Sawadogo. Goal scored, 16.
SKC2 in search of a critical response. They did trail on the road 1-0 in the last meeting between these two sides. Would come back to take that penalties. But so much excitement at Dick's Sporting Goods Park right now. His academy product, Kamal Sawadogo, gets the first of his young career. It's turned over. It finds Aquino. Takes a deflection and out for another corner kick. Question right now is, will Rapids 2 be able to replicate their success on this corner kick just like they did a matter of moments ago? Rapids 2 taking their time. What a burst of energy. A chance to put fuel on the fire. Could go short. We'll see what the intention is. Another great looking ball, and Sawadogo indeed the intended target, and it draws another corner kick. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care in locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you. No matter where your story takes you, UC Health, live extraordinary. Rapids 2 in search of their first victory in 2026. There's a collision in the box. Head official plays it through. That one off the keeper. Second chance barely misses. And Jack Kortkamp found himself in the right spot at the right time. And he goes quickly. But we'll take a look here on the replay. A couple of bodies collide. And Kortkamp off the header at the near post. Able to keep that one out. And a yellow card shown to Rapids 2. Oh, nope, that was a red in the back pocket. My goodness, another one for Rapids 2. It's a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, and we have seen that time and time again from Colorado Rapids 2. It seems they are snake-bitten in this very category that has plagued them all season long.
The red card was issued to Colorado Rapids 2, number 55, Grant Gilmore in the 20th minute.
Grant Gilmore sees the end of his day. And just like the last time these two teams got together, Colorado go down a man. What a tough break. Eric Boucher's side gets on top and able to just right the wrong that has taken part in the early stages of the season. And the very issue that I had a chance to talk with him about in the days leading up to the match has wounded his club yet again. Now, is it a fatal wound? Only time will tell. If Rapids 2 can maintain composure and shape, and somehow get out of this match with a point. This one on frame, what a strike! Oh my goodness! That is ridiculous from Misael Rodriguez. Unbelievable. What a turn of events. SKC2 have rescued the match. And they even it up at 1 apiece in an emphatic way. An unbelievable moment. And right now, how do you respond if you're Rapids 2?
Scoring Kansas City 2 goals scored by number 96, Misael Rodriguez in the 22nd.
That is the 3rd goal on the year for Rodriguez. And it comes in a jaw-dropping fashion. Rapids 2 could find an opportunity if they hurry. Gia. Vidal inside. And we'll see what it looks like formationally for Rapids 2. And how about the academy kid, Kamal Sawadogo. Back there as a center back, and Ali Fidal will fall into that role. Expect him to cover a lot of ground. Right now it's all numbers to the ball for SKC2. This part of the match is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Jabari Dikoto draws the foul. Sawadogo up ahead. Stuart Baines has that poached free. Rapids 2 keep. And that red card committed by Grant Gilmore falls into the category that Eric Boucher and I were discussing just a few days ago. Obviously does not want to see the red cards, but liked the fact that they didn't come in any sort of fashion of dissent on a second yellow, whatever it may be, foul and abusive language. A lot of it just falls on simple mistakes and panic in the moment. And that one, the ball played over, and Grant Gilmore in desperation mode dragged down the attacking player. And it was a no-brainer for a head official to go to the back pocket and send Gilmore off. Turn of play rescued by Aquino. Stuart Baines and sent back around. And even you go back to Ian Murphy's booking against SKC2, excuse me. It was a second yellow card that just resulted in him overcommitting on a late challenge. Second match in a row, Eric Boucher's side picks up a red card. Charlie Harper in the Houston Dynamo 2 match. That one came off a misplayed ball. Stuart Baines through. Threatening chance, and SKC2 were ready for it. That is now an MLS Next Pro high. 4 red cards in 2026. Hines unleashed, green grass to run, and has reinforcements. Wants to cross, and Campanolo covers it up on the turf. Zach Campanolo, who is known as a great shot stopper and an owner of the box by this coaching staff. will certainly not have it easy the rest of the way. He's grown in his ability to handle service into the area. Continues to improve with play at his feet, but that conversation changes today. He'll be asked to do much more with just 9 field players in front of him. Good through ball up ahead. Zane Wantland. Plenty of room. That bouncing ball corralled by Zach Campanolo. Sliding challenge. Wins the ball for the visitors. They set up shop in the attacking third. This is a very good passing team in the visitors. Top 3 in the league in passes attempted and passes completed alike. Wantland wanted to cross. Gets back on his right. Another go from distance, inaccurate. Lee Shantret loves what he sees on that near touchline. We mentioned atop the broadcast, it is the first venture as a professional head coach for Lee Shantret. We got a chance to talk about the positives and the negatives, or really the challenges, not so much negatives, of leading a professional side for the first time. And starting with the challenges, he mentioned just making sure everyone sticks to the same principles regardless of what the stats, the league table, and outside noise voices. It's important to stay true to the club's identity as a whole. And as for the positives, as SKC2 have found plenty in the early going. He's loved the fact that the club has performed better at the start of this season than they did a year ago. And that was the goal coming in for Coach Shantret, was to change the mentality. Just putting the record to the side, he just wanted to get them to the point where they're confident, and regardless of result, that they have the expectation that they are going to win the match every single night, and that they're prepared enough to do it. And a big proponent to that confidence that they've played with, even in the midst of the early season challenges, is this veteran leadership present on the roster. Shane Donovan, Misael Rodriguez, as a booking shown to Nate Young. Taking a look at Young's yellow card right at midfield. Yeah, Light doesn't even go for the ball. That's a no-doubter for the head official, as Kalani Stewart-Baines took a second to collect himself. But along the back line, Pierre Leroux, another part of that leadership group for SKC2, along with Blaine Mabey, that have made the transition quite easy for Coach Shantret. At the half-hour mark, SKC2 just even things up at 1 apiece. It's Kamal Sawadogo in his professional debut with his first ever professional goal for Rapids 2, which was followed by a red card committed by Grant Gilmore. This part of the match is brought to you by Kiewit, the official construction and engineering partner of the Colorado Rapids. positive movement from SKC2. With the man advantage to make the simple pass, but it's imperative that it is effective. That one through. We play on. And a foul called there against Shane Donovan. It was a team-high 3 goals on the year. Now joined by Misael Rodriguez in that very category for the joint team lead in scores, after Rodriguez put home a beauty from the free kick spot. That goal was actually a direct effect of the red card committed by Rapids 2. Be sure that the visitors have their sea legs underneath them. They've played more matches than anybody in MLS Next Pro this year. This now 12 matches on the 2026 campaign. And even in the midst of a busy schedule, picked up that illustrious first victory of the season just a few matches ago against Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 at home. Look to build off of that. Donovan tackled. And another spot from the free kick. Back on the road is a bit of uncharted territory for SKC2. 7 of their last 8 matches have been at home. To go back on the road won't be easy. But it was at this very pitch that they picked up their best result away from home, which was that penalty kick victory against this very Rapids 2 team. Curling ball inside, header at the back post, and it's slapped away by Campanolo. Sporting Kansas City remain on the front foot. All gas, no brakes right now. And couldn't corral that ball along the byline. Allows Rapids 2 to take over. Taken over, but a foul against SKC2. They kicked the ball late, and the head official making sure that there still is order on the pitch. Had a quick conversation with the young Zamir Loyal Renaga. Doesn't want to see that ball kicked after the whistle. And Rapids 2 will option for Zach Campanolo to take the free kick. Certainly will make a smart play, but it's not. Errant ball, and it leaks through. A critical mistake capitalized by SKC2. It's turned over and converted by Kashawn Hines. He has been a force atop the visitors' press and pressing all the right buttons there Poaches an errant pass from the feet of Zach Campagnolo. And that makes it 2-1, Sporting Kansas City 2. What a tough turn of events. It seemed that Colorado Rapids 2 were on their way to a fresh start in the season with the emergence of Kamal Sawadoga.
Scored by number 77, Sean Hines, in the 36th minute.
And all of a sudden, a red card for the 4th time this year. Has allowed Sporting Kansas City to go in complete takeover mode. That is the 2nd score for Hines this year. Rapids 2 couldn't find Stuart Baines. Long ball played, but not before the whistle. Campagnolo, who had been a player that Rapids 2 could rely on in all the tough moments, with a critical giveaway. SKC2 continuing to roll on and attack with a relentless nature. They'll have another corner kick. Look to match the success that their opponent had earlier on in the first half from this same scenario. Here we go. Ball headed in, my goodness. The relentless attack continues for SKC2. Gael Quintero, excuse me, with the goal. An onslaught here in the first half. All gas and no brakes right now for the visitors. Unbelievable. 3 unanswered goals.
Sporting Kansas City 2 goals scored by number 44, Gael Quintero, assisted by number 87,
Gael Quintero,
Jack
another
Cracker.
academy product
Goal scored in the 40th minute.
for the Sporting Kansas City roster. Taking advantage of this porous defense. Once an all-conference player at St. Mary's College. In his 9th start of the year. Taking advantage of the set-piece scenario. Long ball up ahead, and Stuart Baines cannot win it. Nate Young had him beat stride for stride, and the visitors take over. Sporting Kansas City 2. Off the red card. Have sucked the life out of this crowd that was so energized after their club jumped up 1-0. Grant Gilmore's red card has Rapids 2 down a man. One back. Another dangerous spot. Wantland going for goal and skies it over the head of Campanola. Zane Wantland with desire to join the scoring party, and Campanola slams the ball on the ground there momentarily. You can sense the frustration from this Rapids 2 side. We've kept such a good mentality in each training session and throughout these matches in the midst of this winless skid. Eric Boucher continues to implore confidence in his team. And rightfully so. He's got the right guys on the pitch. And in the club, just the results are not going their way. And right now, red card's doing most of the damage. Three of the club's losses have had a red card in the match. SKC2 going quickly. Haven't been able to leash Wantland as much as they would have liked. Pierre Leroux back out to Wantland. Bouncing ball inside, another one. Barely misses Campanola. You wonder if this scoring output can continue in the second half, and right now the visitors nearly making this lead insurmountable. Aquino outside. Works it back to Fadal. Multiple defenders immediately wherever that ball is put for Rapids 2. And Rapids 2 dry corner kick. Fourth official has indicated 1 minute of stoppage time here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Even with 4 goals and a red card, a pretty cut and dry first half in terms of the extracurricular activity between whistles and in the midst of play. Colorado Rapids 2 converted from this very same spot at the start of the match. Can they do it again? And no one there to retrieve. Jack Courtcamp will likely let every precious second tick off the clock that he can. And finally has a go. There's the send and the halftime whistle. SKC2, who trailed 1-0 early on at the hands of Rapids 2, take advantage of the red card committed by the hosts and put together a run of 3 unanswered goals, and they are up 3-1 at the break. And coming up in our halftime show, we get to know a talented young player carving his own path in the Big Apple and an announcement that will shift the landscape of Next Pro, plus highlights and stats after this brief timeout.
I think for sure was my mom. She was the first one to know it.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back. Our score at the break, SKC 2 on top of Colorado Rapids 2, 3-1 after scoring 3 unanswered goals. Up a man after Rapids 2 red card. Well, there is no shortage of success stories in the MLS coming out of the New York market. Another solid young player is making his way with NYCFC, so let's get to know Arnau Farnos.
I think for sure was my mom. She was the first one to know it because she was working, and I sent her a message and I was like, please don't call because we have a meeting right now. But like I have to tell you, like they just told me like they want me to sign first team deal. So she was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was definitely my mom. Hi, I'm Arnau Farnos, and I'm a midfielder / winger, and I play for New York City FC. When I signed here with the second team, my goal was always to be part of the first team, and since the moment I got drafted, that was my goal, that was my dream. And nothing is easy, you know, so that's why you have to work for it. Every call-up is an opportunity. And I'm thankful for the coaches to give me those opportunities. But like, it's not about the games, it's about every day, how you practice, how you prepare yourself, physically and mentally. And when the opportunity comes, that you have to be ready and know that if you have the opportunity, you have to prove yourself. They push you a lot, which is a really good sign. But they also have a really good connection with the team, special connection with the players also. And they are open, which is also important for a player because it gets you confident when you play and when you train. And he was always super close, coach and all the staff, and give me a lot of confidence to me. And that's why I feel like I'm super happy for being part of this team, for the confidence from the staff and also from the players. One of the things, for example, Nico always says when he's here is like, and I've took it from all the players as well, but like, you are doing what you like and what's your passion. So coming here to practice, you are privileged, you know, having this job, because you are doing something that you really like and you really can, you grow with it. And coming here every day, yeah, there is people working for you, for the treatment, they're cooking for you, and how many people would love to have and to be in the position that you are right now. So I would say just enjoy the moment, push yourself in the moments that you have to push yourself, and yeah, enjoy. Super excited at the moment when I saw the ball going in. I kind of didn't believe it at the beginning, but after it was like a happiness feeling, you know, especially after with all my teammates, like they congrat me at the end of the game, and everybody came to support me and saying congratulations, and it was a really happy moment and a special moment in my career. I think I had a lot of good coaches in my career. I would say probably when I was at Celta, I would say Claudio. But I would say my best moment playing soccer was the decision to make here and go to college. The 4 years at Oregon State with all the coaches I had and all the staff I had, they really helped me develop myself physically and mentally. And I think it was the step that I needed in order to be a professional soccer player. So I'm super grateful for the opportunity that the Oregon State gave me. Keep supporting us, keeping showing ourselves, keep coming to our games, because probably right now we are not having the best, we are not in the best moment of the season, but we're for sure gonna come back, and we're for sure gonna give some happy news soon to the fans.
Very excited to be here officially. You know, I helped out a little bit last year. You know, I really enjoyed my time working with the players, working with the staff. So, you know, I'm glad to be able to be on the staff full time and be involved. Towards the end of my career, I started thinking about what, you know, I wanted to do, you know, post playing, and, you know, coaching was something that for a while I didn't know if I wanted to do it. When my kids started to get a little bit older and I started doing it with them, you know, I started enjoying it, and I thought, you know, I had a lot of knowledge that I could pass down to, you know, young players. That was kind of an easy decision after thinking about it. There's lots of different things that I can teach them from my career, but also, you know, the mentality, you know, the intensity, the winning mentality is what I want to bring to the young guys, because they're going to need that. I played at a high level college, and I was still like a little bit overwhelmed when I first got here, you know, and it's the adaptation. If you don't do it quick at that time, then you were kind of out of the system. But now I think, especially with the academy and bringing those guys up, and then moving into a environment like MLS Next Pro with North Texas, then I think it's a big jump in the quality of, you know, everything that is involved with this. And I think it's huge for developing players. I think there used to be a lot of guys who kind of got pushed out of the system if it wasn't working right away, but now those guys maybe get a second chance and can develop into good players. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it feels like home. Like you said, I've been here for a long time. I know a lot of people here. You know, I knew John beforehand. I knew a lot of the other staff beforehand, and even some of the players I still know. So it's just nice to be back in, you know, a familiar environment and be able to give these players my knowledge. This year, I think my goal is to improve our defensive solidarity. Obviously, I want to try to improve individually the players in the defensive line, help them improve their tendencies. But, you know, as a unit, I want our group to be solid and to give up less goals. That's always the goal. And for me, that was like my big thing as a player throughout my career. I always wanted to give up less goals, and I think that's something I want to pass on to these defensive players.
The MLS has agreed to a deal that will see global investment firm KKR make a strategic investment and partner with MLS Next Pro. KKR will inject capital into MLS Next Pro with an eye on growing the league and its footprint around the continent. In conjunction with MLS, the partnership will oversee commercial strategy as it looks to move the 27 MLS-affiliated Next Pro teams into new markets with an eye on building brands in those communities and seeking stadium development deals. And we will no doubt see and hear more about this in the coming seasons. Much exciting news around the league and in the MLS as a whole. And right now, at the break, it's SKC2 with a 3-1 lead over Colorado Rapids 2. I'm Josh Lill. Happy to have you with us. Rapids 2 picked up a red card in the first half, and SKC took advantage with 3 unanswered goals. We've got plenty of news from around the league. And starting off with recent scores, the reigning champions New York Red Bull 2 with a 2-1 victory over Toronto. Inter Miami still looking for their first victory. Crown Legacy knocked off by Chicago Fire 2. And San Jose Earthquakes 2 with a dominant victory over Whitecaps. Houston and North Texas, a couple of Western Conference teams with big victories late on Saturday. And with those scores, we'll move into upcoming schedule around MLS Next Pro. It's hard to believe we're already moving in to match week 11. And starting off, Real Monarchs will get things started, welcoming San Jose Earthquakes 2 to town. Philadelphia Union will take on New England Revolution 2. Colorado Rapids 2. I'll be on that call on Wednesday night against Austin FC 2. Rapids 2 still in search of that first overall victory of the year. Huntsville has Cincinnati. Timbers 2 takes on Minnesota. And Carolina Corn, Connecticut will host on Saturday night against Fire 2 and Toronto 2 respectively. Well, let's look at how we got to where we did. It was an action-packed first 45 minutes of play, and it was an emphatic start to the match. A near takeaway and conversion here for SKC2. They could not capitalize. And another early chance, ball on the ground, misses Zach Campanolo, and it would remain scoreless. But Rapids 2, and in his first professional appearance, Kamal Sawadogo, and that's a goal that he will never forget. And then a near second chance for Rapids 2, but they could not punch it home. Then all of a sudden, things began to get a little hazy, and Rapids 2 would be handed their 4th red card of the year. This one against Grant Gilmore for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. He sent off, and it sets up a free kick opportunity. And without error, the former USL League One champion Misael Rodriguez, without error, would punch it home. And then on the takeaway, a bad pass from Zach Campanolo finds Kashawn Hines, and he would make it 2-1, and that would not be it. SKC2 would add a third. It was a header from Gael Quintero, and they nearly put together a fourth. SKC2 with an onslaught of goals in the first half of play, and you can be sure that Coach Lee Chantret would love to see the same effort from his guys in the final 45 minutes of play. We're just moments away from the second half. We ask that you stay tuned with us because, well, there's a lot going on. Can Rapids 2 come back and pick up their first victory of the season? It wouldn't be easy down a man. Or will SKC2 walk away with ease with a victory by multiple goals? Only time will tell. We are just moments away from half number 2.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Just moments away from the second half kickoff between Colorado Rapids 2 and Sporting Kansas City 2. I'm Josh Lill. Happy to have you with us this evening from Dick's Sporting Goods Park, home of the Colorado Rapids first team. This is the very site that Rapids 2 and SKC 2 faced off on a little over a month ago when the pitch was blanketed with snow. It was Sporting KC 2 with that victory in PKs.
Number 60, Nathaniel Young, and number 72, Zane Watson. Entering the game, number 34, Daniel Russo, and number 54, Luca Antone Girolami. Substitutions made in halftime.
Daniel Russo, the first of 2 substitutions for SKC 2 in the second half, and we are underway as a 2-goal deficit will attempt to be erased by Rapids 2. It won't be easy. Down a man. Luca Antongilorami, the second sub for Lee Chentret in half number 2. Antongilorami, an academy player, was a frequent member of the U.S. Youth Men's National Team at the U15 level and helped his side reach the 2025 CONCACAF Championship Finals. Zane Wantland will see the end of his day and replaced by Russo. Service inside, nearly got the touch. Nate Young exits for SKC 2. So a couple of 15-year-olds on the pitch as Antongilorami joins the likes of Zamir Loyal Reynaga for SKC 2. I had a chance to talk about having such young players on the roster with Lee Chentret. And he mentioned he doesn't want the guys to allow themselves to make excuses just because of their age. And the coaching staff treating every one of these players like the professionals they are and really wants it instilled in young players like Loyal Reynaga and Antongilorami, that they're meant to be here. It's no accident. Grant Gilmore committed the red card for Rapids 2 early on in the first half. That set up the initial Sporting KC goal. SKC 2 still in the baby blue kits with dark letters and numbers. Now going left to right, Rapids 2. And the maroon kits now work right to left. The weather at the pitch, it's picturesque nonetheless. It was 70 degrees at kickoff. Now sits at 68 as the sun is setting and with low winds in the air. In swinging ball, back post rifled. Still maintained by the visitors. They have forced Rapids 2 to play an unconventional style of football that, to the dismay of Coach Eric Boucher, they've become quite accustomed to. Looks like a 5-3-1. Bilo Giop leading the line. Throw in deep in the corner for Rapids 2, not the ideal spot for James Cameron. But he'll make do with what he has. Currently in a tussle. Little jersey tug from behind. SG opted escape, but the ball does stay with the visitors. They've picked up points in 2 of their 3 road games this year. Centering ball. A dribble through and a nice challenge. It's a risky one nonetheless from Rapids 2, but in that moment it takes a lot of precision and execution to come away unscathed from a challenge inside the area. SKC2 on the run. Left-footed shot. It's smothered. Rapids 2 look to build. Cameron works quickly. Quick cut inside and a tackle there. Lee Chantret cannot believe it. So far this year, Rapids 2 coming into today in the 4 games that they had leads. They dropped points in all of those. They lost 2 and drew in 2. And without a PK victory, if this result were to hold, that would now be 5 points dropped, or 5 games dropped from winning positions. Rapids 2 have found ways to get good early starts, and that's translated here tonight. But it's that second response to their initial success that has yet to see improvement. But they do get a turnover. They need to work with pace. James Cameron wanted to stay on his left foot. Eventually has it stolen free. Leo Reynaga plays the ball up ahead. Flag stays down. Kashawn Hines goes down at the area. And we play on. Great challenge. Ali Fadal coming together with Kamal Sawadogo to prevent a possible 4th goal from SKC2. That is great team defending, as Kashawn Hines found his way to sneak through. That shrunken back line. So Ali Fadal finds himself in as a center back with Sawadogo. James Cameron still at the left back spot. Boucher felt like it was the lack of adjustments in the previous meeting between these two sides that allowed SKC2 to walk away with that one in PKs. In terms of adjustments today, it hasn't been easy. Chance from distance. Doesn't test Campagnolo. Right now, if you're Rapids 2, of course, there's a little bit of a shift formationally, but stick to the principles that you've held all season long. And that is really the attack relying on the run of play by the outside players. Sidney Wathuda, a main proponent in the attacking success for Rapids 2, but not in the starting lineup today. Started 7 of the 8 matches he's played in. and gets the rest this afternoon. And Colorado rely on that ability to bounce the ball centrally out to the flanks and create service opportunities, and that today will service a big part of their first goal. But going down a man, it forces you to play a different way. You take less risks with the ball. You really have to put extra thought into each decision with it. Sporting Kansas City certainly have speed on the counter. So if Rapids 2 are able to hold the ball, they have to watch any runs in behind. Floater to the back post, the one-timer deflected. And Bilo Giap skied up to head that one away. It might have been headed in if not for the efforts of Giap. Threatening play in the area, difficult angled shot, shoved away by Zach Campagnolo. Kept inside, identical chance, it's another one, and it's denied by Campagnolo. Rodriguez's cross, kept inside, players dancing around, and it can't be muscled home. And Shane Donovan, along with Gael Quintero, multiple players with opportunities from close range. Just could not beat Zach Campagnolo. That's his ability to work within close proximity. Daniel Russo with the initial challenge. His teammates couldn't do it. Another errant pass. Rodriguez has that one stolen at his feet by the hands of Zach Campagnolo. Cameron senses an advantage. Can it come to fruition? This one through the middle. Nifty ball movement. It's worked outside. Cross in. It's a sitter. And Cameron has that shot blocked, and then it's saved by Jack Korkamp. Well, that first shot by Cameron stopped by a defender. And that second chance found Jack Korkamp. Tega Ikoba set to come on for SKC2. Kashawn Hines is Dable end, and he finishes with a goal himself. Ikoba spent a lot of time within the Timbers Club, former academy product, and took part in 53 matches with the second team. Comes over to SKC2 this year after recording 3 goals and an assist a year ago. This part of the match is brought to you by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. Ikoba and Rodriguez, such a lethal combination atop the formation for Lee Shantret. Talking to him in the days leading up to the match, he's mentioned that Misael Rodriguez really holds himself to a high standard and expects to score more than he certainly has. It's just that execution piece missing a little bit, but Rodriguez certainly bringing it to the pitch today after converting on a direct free kick, as he's currently with it. And as for his running mate up top, Tega Ikoba, just hasn't quite found his feet this year. Still a very dangerous player atop the formation, but just needs a little more consistency. Is this just his 10th match on the air? He's only started in 6. already occupying that center forward spot in an aggressive manner. We'll see if him and Rodriguez can connect. It is way over the head of Ikoba to the back post. Daniel Russo out to Donovan. And Rodriguez might have lurked a tad bit offside. Gia loses it on his own accord. Rodriguez. That one stopped momentarily. Not a lot of room for Stuart Baines as he has been covered quite heavily tonight. Turnover, numbers forward, and Gia felt he was in good position to connect up front and eventually puts the brakes on. Stuart Baines battling with Daniel Russo. Substitution for Colorado Rapids. It's Sebastian Siegler on for Ali Fidel. Siegler, formerly of the Colorado Rapids U15 MLS Next Team, comes on for the captain.
Entering the game, number 87, Sebastian Siegler. Siegler replaces Fidel on the 62nd minute.
Sebastian Siegler, a big day for him, along with the likes of Kamal Sawadogo. Makes his professional debut today, and you could hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd, and plenty of hooting and hollering for the Rapids Academy man. Such a big moment, and we've seen one player record professional goal number 1 in his debut in Kamal Sawadogo. Could we see it with Sebastian Siegler? Leroux outside. Rodriguez. Not a lot of room to work and loses it. Giop with space to go and has that poached free. Gael Quintero with a well-timed tackle and wins it back for the visitors. We're just beyond the hour mark at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, home of Colorado Rapids in the MLS. I'm Josh Lill, happy to have you with us tonight. After a 1-0 lead, a red card was committed by Rapids 2's Grant Gilmore. SKC2 would go on to score 3 unanswered throughout the remainder of the first half. The Rapids 2 defense has been quite sound. They've settled into a 5-3-1 formation in hopes of unleashing Bilo Giop atop for a run. Haven't been able to connect. Siegler through. Cameron. James Cameron likes what he sees on that far flank. Stuart Baines able to get a hold of it. A good crossing scenario. And it's off the head of Quintero. Cameron there. Best chance right now for Rapids 2. They need to hurry before multiple reinforcements get to the ball and make life that much tougher. This part of the match is brought to you by American Family Insurance. Life's better when you're protected under our roof. Ball up ahead. Copeland, the intended target. Decoto couldn't find him. It's Cameron. Stuart Baines in a bit of trouble as he was behind the play. And there is a whistle. Sets up a free kick for Rapids 2. Cameron cuts inside, sees an opportunity at the back post. Can it be settled? And it hits the side netting. Best chance of the half for Rapids 2, and could not capitalize. Taking a look here on our replay, Cameron to the backside, and it's Decoto. The outside back comes up high for an attacking reinforcements. And Johan Ortiz on after the missed opportunity from Colorado. Misael Rodriguez. His goal certainly will be a candidate for goal of the match week in MLS Next Pro. Ortiz coming in, another academy player who started in half a dozen matches this year. Currently with the ball in an aggressive attempt. Look to test Zach Campanolo, and unsuccessful as it's given right back to Rapids 2. Grant Gilmore's red card has put Colorado down a man. That one came in the 20th minute, just 4 minutes after the initial goal of the match, scored by Kamal Sawadogo. Sporting KC have taken full advantage. Based on the intent we have seen on the pitch since the red card, they are eager for more, not satisfied with 3. Giop lurking. SKC has to be careful. Oh, and Rodriguez took an awkward fall and immediately grabs his lower body in pain. He is wincing in pain. James Cameron shown the booking, his second on the year, and oh, this is not good for Misael Rodriguez. And took a step, grabbing at that right leg. And he's back to his feet. He's okay, just trying to shake off that previous foul on James Cameron. That it caught him on his lower right leg, and right now lips toward the penalty area. He scored on a direct free kick earlier this match, and certainly will let his teammates handle these duties. An official cleaning things up inside the area to limit any sort of fouls. Chance and SKC going for goal, and an unsuccessful attempt by Johan Ortiz. Colorado Rapids too have seen a lot of Sporting Kansas City too in their days. This is now the 13th all-time meeting between the two clubs. It's the joint most for an opponent in Rapids 2 history, along with the likes of North Texas, Houston Dynamo 2, and Minnesota United FC 2. And while Rapids 2 trailing the all-time series, they have had the hot hand over the visiting club. 3 wins in their last 4 tries with a draw. But history has not told the tale today. They've struggled to find success since committing the red card. Rodriguez, that right foot seems to be good to go. It's through, but there is a foul called. It's one in the midfield by SKC. The visitors with just 1 victory this year. If this result holds, they are well on their way to number 2. With the season still in its early stages, plenty of time for both of these clubs to get on the right foot, but right now it is Sporting Kansas City who has taken advantage of their opportunity today. Up a man. Quick turn. Decoto. Hounded by Ortiz. And a shove there from SKC2 results in an easy foul call. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care in locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you no matter where your story takes you. UC Health, live extraordinary. It's been nearly 2 years since Sporting Kansas City 2 knocked off Colorado Rapids 2 in regulation. Before their PK victory earlier this year, they'd suffer 3 consecutive regulation losses to this Rapids 2 team. Of course, last year were the MLS Next Pro runner-ups to Red Bull New York 2. And Eric Boucher still has a very experienced roster with 13 of these players that were on that team that lost in the title match, including over half a dozen starters. They've returned plenty of talent. You don't often see that type of cohesion from one season to the next in MLS Next Pro. Just with all the turnover between the academy, second team, and of course, movement with the first team. But over half this roster knows what it takes to win, and the biggest moments late in the season. Coach Boucher quite confident that his team will pick up play here in the coming months. Player down for SKC 2, right around the penalty spot. The head official checking on the injured man. Everything back to normal. Rapids 2 look to capitalize for the second time on a corner kick this evening. Dangerous header. Seemed Copeland was in the vicinity. Not an easy ball up ahead. It's handled with ease by Ikoba. Tega Ikoba has room to work and reinforcements. Far side advantage played. And that one over the head of Campanola. And substitutions are waved on. It's a couple for Rapids 2. Bryce Jamison and Noah Strahlnauer on for Eric Boucher. It's the 5th appearance on the air for Noah Strahlnauer, the academy man. In his previous 2 years with the club, appeared in 51 matches, scored a couple of goals, and contributed with 8 assists. Bryce Jamison, who's seen plenty of starting opportunities atop the Rapids 2 formation, comes on late. Last year was signed through 2027 by the first team and was previously with Orange County SC in the USL Championship, would eventually be loaned back to them in the 2025 season. The former MLS Next All-Star. Big moments here. And his side down a couple of goals. Dangerous ball. It's set in the middle. Chance, and it's ricocheted off the woodwork. No, Noah Strahlnauer with a fiery entrance into the match. Took a risk and it nearly paid off. Right outside the area. That would have been a glorious finish over the head of Jack Courtcamp. But he did get a piece of it. Sets up another corner kick. This one without swing. Siegler. Numbers forward for Sporting Kansas City. And Rapids 2 eventually catches up. It was 6-2. Kansas City will let things slow down here a bit. Franca. Fresh faces on the pitch for both clubs. Certainly would love a little late game score as Ikoba battling inside. Loses that joust. Eric Boucher a little frustrated, wanted his guys to slow it down a tad bit. Ball through and the flag is raised. Bryce Jamison offside. Overzealous in his run, and SKC2 will take over. Up next, they'll face North Texas SC on the road. That kickoff at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. SKC trail the all-time series with just 2 wins have suffered 6 losses and have gone 3 for 5 in PKs. Haven't had a regulation win against North Texas since 2023. And for all the Colorado Rapids 2 faithful, I'll be with you on the call for the Wednesday match against Austin FC 2 at 6 p.m. local time. Awkward shot at sitting. Ikoba! Oh, Campanolo diving to keep it alive. And it's missed and deflected out. A helter-skelter moment for both sides. Zach Campanolo, it did take a deflection. And look at him leaping in the air to prevent the touch from Tega Ikoba. And players coming to his rescue to steer that one aside. They'd rather see a corner kick than a chance from point-blank range, as we're just under 10 minutes to go until stoppage time. Campanolo directing his players on the specific positioning. He wants them in for this free kick, hoping that it limits SKC's ability to put one on frame. Well, his directions worked, but the visitors maintain the ball. The key today for Lee Shantret and his club in hopes of picking up a victory. It was about creating more chances inside the area and capitalizing on the big moments with decisive actions. They have been quite exemplary in carrying out their coach's wishes in terms of creating in the box. Misael Rodriguez and company have just found ways to get into the final third at a high rate. And Zach Campanolo, who is, although conceded 3 goals, he saved plenty more. 4 saves for Court Camp on the day, and 3 for Campanolo. SKC2 out in front with 17 shots compared to Rapids 2's 10. And the visitors have moved the ball with excellence. They've eclipsed 90% accuracy sharing the ball. But the red card by Grant Gilmore put any momentum that Eric Boucher's side had built in the training sessions leading up to this match and in the early stages of the game to rest. Going back to being decisive in big moments, as we have plenty of substitutions here. Ty Haas for SKC2. Quinn Bedwell and Rogelio Garcia. The pair of substitutions for the hosts in the final stages of the match. Imani Stewart-Baines will see the end of his day. The same goes for Landon Strohmeyer. Misael Rodriguez with a wondrous goal to get things started for the visitors today. Should exit with his head held high. Capitalized on the very free kick that resulted in the red card. Still time here for Rapids too, but certainly won't come in any easy fashion. Down a man.
to 4 substitutions. Sporting Kansas City 2 making their 5th change. Leaving the game, number 96, Misael Rodriguez.
Rogelio Garcia,
Number 70, Ty Hawks.
just the 4th academy product to sign a deal with the 2nd team. This one low to the ground. It's tested and snagged out of the air by Courtcamp. A couple of players collide. Looked like Garcia was in the vicinity. It was him indeed. Nice sportsmanship and an exchange between him and Shane Donovan. Under 5 minutes to go until stoppage time. If you look at the goals, they've all come in a variety of ways tonight for Sporting Kansas City. A direct free kick. A stolen pass from the goalkeeper. And a header off the corner. The talent is there for Lee Shantret and company. There's never been a doubt about that. But today, in the big moments, took advantage. And just because you have the man advantage does not guarantee a result by any means. Every year there are countless of examples where the red card is shown and the team with the man advantage cannot muscle one through. The match could be scoreless, and the team down a man eventually comes away with 3 points. There's so many things that can go good or bad for either team when the red card is shown. And today, SKC2 did not slack in any manner. They took advantage of the scenario, and they find themselves in a good spot to walk away with 3 points. It would be just their 2nd win of the season. Other scores today: New England Revolution 2 defeated NYCFC 2. LAFC 2 victorious over Real Monarchs. And Ventura County in a thrilling match that went all the way to 7 rounds of PKs, knocked off Timbers 2 on the road. Curling ball from Ortiz. It was threatening at the back post and could not be put home. Additionally, in the Hell is Real derby, Cincinnati 2 able to knock off Columbus Crew 2, who were hot after their victory over Inter Miami. Last game of the match week, currently scoreless in the 53rd minute between Austin FC 2 and Tacoma Defiance. Orlando City and Atlanta United 2 just wrapped up. The visitors, Orlando, with the 2-0 shutout. A couple of high-flying teams in the Eastern Conference taking a tumble. Crown Legacy fall in losing fashion to Fire 2 yesterday. Atlanta United 2 and Columbus Crew 2 failed to pick up a result. It's wide open now in the Eastern Conference. As for the West, Dynamo 2 have certainly made their mark. Chance to finish it off here. Shane Donovan won't get the opportunity as the offside flag is raised. Red Bull New York 2 have climbed over 3 spots in the last month to jump into first in the Eastern Conference. Houston Dynamo 2 and St. Louis City 2 in a battle for that top spot in the Western Conference. And while they're the top 2 teams, these are the bottom 2 teams in the West. Right now, if you were to ask either coach, their desire to escape the depths of the Western Conference table are at an all-time high. As for right now, though, it looks like SKC2 will begin their climb upward. A win here would jolt them from 13th to 11th and have them tied for 10th with Real Monarchs with 10 points. For Rapids 2, they'd stay in 14th. Backside header wide, and stoppage time has arrived, and it is official. Just 2 minutes of added time. Every second so precious now. In the hopes of Colorado Rapids 2 climbing back to at least force a penalty kick shootout are all but gone at this point. Wouldn't be surprised to see Jack Kortkamp maybe take a strategic time-wasting yellow card at one point if he's to have another goal kick. Under 90 seconds to go until the approximate end of the match. Colorado Rapids 2, at the conclusion of this one, will fall to 6 losses and 3 draws on the year without a victory of any kind in regulation or in penalty kicks. SKC2 will advance to 2-7-3 on the year. Cameron. Life still with Rapids 2. Jamison, he goes down and draws the free kick. Now this is an interesting spot. Rapids 2 have to hurry. And if they can somehow put this one by Jack Kortkamp, the final seconds of this match will be interesting. And Zach Campagnolo has come forward. 9 players in the box for Rapids 2. The 10th man, Rogelio Garcia, will strike this one with his left foot. Garcia, backside, headed down and off the back of Ty Haas. We're beyond the 2 minutes now. It's intercepted. And there is the final whistle. Sporting Kansas City 2 come away with the 3-1 victory on the road and pick up their 2nd victory on the year. And they have found themselves in a groove, picking up results in now 4 of their last 6 matches. Colorado Rapids 2 still winless this year. They fall to 0-6-3 and remain one of 3 MLS Next Pro teams without a regulation victory. And tonight's man of the match, presented by Adidas, it's Sporting Kansas City 2's very own Misael Rodriguez. And this moment really set the match in motion for SKC2 off the red card at that very spot. Rapids 2 go down a man, and it's Rodriguez with his 3rd goal of the year. It's a beaut. He converts the direct free kick, and again, that would be a domino effect for what was to come on the attack for SKC2. And he is tonight's man of the match, presented by Adidas. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Josh Lill saying so long from Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Your final, Sporting Kansas City 2 defeat Colorado Rapids 2 3-1. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Have a great night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.